Well, happy Friday, Highland Oaks. I hope you're enjoying this fall weather, and I am so excited to bring you another video announcement about our plans to regather. It has been a long time since we have all regathered here at 10805 Walnut Hill Lane. But on Sunday, October the 11th, we are going to offer an in-person worship gathering here at the Highland Oaks Church building. And we want to be here to welcome you home. And we just want you to know that we are ready when you are ready. If you are immunocompromised, if you have any fears whatsoever, there is no guilt intended whatsoever if you want to continue to enjoy our online streaming service at home. But if you do choose to come on October the 11th, please be looking for an email with some special information for you to pay attention to as we regather on the 11th. But just as a way of letting you know what some of those things are, we are going to be asking you to wear masks. We continue to be overwhelmed by our local medical professionals, even those here in our own church family that work in hospitals and in the healthcare profession, assuring us that masks are still an appropriate way to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Alongside of that, we're going to have social distancing practice, and we're going to trust that you are going to sit with those only in your trusted circle of friends. We're also going to have children under the age of 5. Masks are going to be recommended, but certainly not required. And trust me, many of us here on staff know what it's like to try to keep a mask on an infant or a toddler. And speaking of children, Miss Marla in our children's ministry is also going to have some activity bags that are going to be there for your children just in case the sermon gets a little boring. Communion is going to be available for you to pick up in those individual packets, and there will not be any offering plates passed. There will be a box available there in the worship center, but of course, as most of you do already, our online giving will be firmly in place. Finally, we're going to keep our services to 1 hour. Streaming will not be interrupted on Sundays, so if you're not ready to come, if you don't feel safe, or let's be honest, some of you just don't want to get out of your pajamas, we are going to be ready to receive you whenever you are. One final thing. I know some of you may be wondering, why are we requiring masks? Why go to all this trouble? The reason is because in our vision, there's a home. And the home is where loving, growing, and sending happens. And I don't know about you, but when you go to certain people's houses, there are expectations there, where they might ask you to take your shoes off, or they might ask you to wash your hands, or remove your hat. And you do that because you want to be a good guest. You want to be a good host. You want to do whatever love requires of you. And although you may not understand or even disagree with some of these health and safety guidelines, we are asking you to do what our home is requiring because love exists here. We're about loving, growing, and sending disciples. And we are so excited to welcome you back. And let me say, on behalf of our ministry staff, our shepherds, we are ready when you are. Welcome home.